All right, mates, I'm glad you're here. We've got some cracking good findings to share. So, grab yourself a bevy and let's go. A day on Venus is longer than a year on Venus. Let me explain. It takes Venus 243 Earth days to rotate once on its axis, but the planet orbits the Sun in just 225 Earth days. In other words, its orbit around the Sun is 18 days faster than its own planetary rotation. Right then, hope that's clear enough. A study found that medical surgeons who grew up playing video games more than 3 hours per week make, on average, 37% fewer mistakes and have a 42% faster completion rate when performing laparoscopic surgeries and suturing. The oldest known living land animal is a tortoise named Jonathan. Estimated to have been born around 1832, he resides on the remote island of St. Helena. A photo taken between 1882 and 1886 shows him as a fully mature adult. The average lifespan for a giant tortoise is about 150 years, but Jonathan has surpassed this by decades. Don't you love a beautiful sunset? They only exist because Earth's atmosphere acts as a prism for light. Particles in the atmosphere scatter short-wavelength violet and blue light away from our eyes, and thus we can see the other colours on the spectrum, such as yellow and orange. Believe it or not, honey never spoils. When properly stored in an airtight container, honey is one of the few foods with an eternal shelf life. In fact, archaeologists have discovered pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that are over 3,000 years old and still perfectly edible. The oldest known living tree is over 4,800 years old. It's a bristlecone pine named Methuselah, located near Bishop, California, not far from the Nevada border. This tree has been around long before the Great Pyramids of Egypt were built. Would you believe that a one-way trip on the Trans-Siberian Railway involves crossing almost 4,000 bridges? It's the longest railroad in Russia, spanning 5,800 miles or a little over 9,000 kilometers. The entire trip can take around 7 days by high-speed train. But many travelers opt for longer trips with stops to explore the diverse landscapes and cultures. The first person processed at Ellis Island in New York was a 15-year-old girl from Ireland. On January 1st, 1892, Annie Moore was the first passenger to disembark at Ellis Island on its opening day. She travelled to America to be reunited with her parents, who were already living in New York at the time. The most widely accepted theory of the brand name Spam is actually a combination of spice and ham. Launched in 1937 and chosen by a naming contest winner, the meaning was and may still be officially a secret. Contrary to traditional theories, however, Spam is not an acronym for shoulder of pork and ham, as some people believe. Some fungi create zombies, then control their minds. The fungus Ophiocordyceps infects ants' central nervous systems. Once it has been in the insect's body for 9 days, it has complete control over the host's movements, forcing it to leave its nest and find a specific environment to die in. The fungus then uses the insect's body as a nutrient source and a launch pad to release its spores. Would you believe that the Philippines consists of over 7,000 islands? The Philippines is an archipelago, and that figure doesn't include the thousands of sandbars that emerge during low tide. In fact, think about it like this. If you visited just one island every day, it would take you nearly 21 years to explore them all. Human noses and ears get bigger as we age. Our nose and ears do stop growing along with the rest of our body, but thanks to the weight of gravity, both parts continue to lengthen over time. How about that? Those were brilliant. Don't you agree? We love the work it takes to get these sorted for you. Do us a favour and like this video and share it with a friend. Cheers.